kind of a weird lecture. I'll just tell you up front, because I'm going to teach two totally different things. But it's stuff that most of you have experienced. Cassius isn't here, is he? The turkey.
He wasn't here yesterday either.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was. Okay. Well, anyways, but Max, I'm not going to go into great detail on one thing because they've already learned it. I'll explain it to you later. Is that okay?
Can I get my notebook?
Yeah, get your notebook. And so there's two things. We're going to first talk about absolute value problems, which you guys already know how to do. Remember those?
Yeah.
Remember? So absolute value. And if I said the absolute value of x plus 2 is equal to 10, if we recall, the rule was, so Oliver, you should be probably up here so you can see
I
the
actually see.
What does it say?
I know how to do
It
this.
says absolute values.
Sit up here
I'll just
while you're doing your notes. Or get your glasses. One of the two.
Not good enough. I know. So what you would do would be x plus 2 equals 10.
Okay.
And then, or x plus 2 equals negative 10.
Yes!
Oh, I know this.
All right. That's awesome. That's awesome. So there's always going to be two answers, right? Always. And the only thing you're changing the sign of is the thing on the very end, the number on the right side of the equal sign, right? You do not change this sign ever, right? When you write these two equations. It's always going to be exactly what you see here, equals the positive this or equals the negative of this, right? But what's the key? When I taught it before, I kept repeating something, but I just want to be sure you remember. Before you do this, you have to make sure the absolute value stuff is completely isolated. Meaning, I have an absolute value of a blob here, and then it followed with an equal sign, right? But what if I gave you this? Okay, now try a new problem. Here we go. What if I gave you this? The absolute value of x plus 2 minus 4 equals 10. What's different about this one versus that one? Nothing? Between this one and this one?
Oh.
Wait.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Just turn the negative into a positive for equals.
Well, wait. So what's the difference? What do you see as the difference?
You added in another number outside.
Right. So my question is the absolute value sign isolated on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
No.
It would have to have an equal sign immediately after the absolute value, just like this, for this to be isolated. Isolated means this is the only thing that can be on the left side of the equal sign. So that negative 4 is a big problem. If you tried setting this up just like this and writing x plus 2 minus 4 equals 10, or x plus 2 minus 4 equals negative 10, you will get a wrong answer.
Wouldn't you have to add the 4?
Yes! Right, you want this to be all by itself. You don't want that there. So move it over, right? So just add 4. Beautiful. Add 4. Now, rewrite it. X plus 2, absolute value, equals 14. You see that? Now, is that isolated? There's nothing else on the left side of the equal sign except the absolute value. Now it's isolated. Now you can do your little trick here.
Oh.
Right? So what would it be, Luca?
X plus 2 equals 14, or x plus 2 equals negative 14.
No, equals never mind.
Yeah. X plus 2 equals negative 14. And I'll explain that to you later, Max, why that's the case. Okay? And then you just subtract 2 from both sides. And if I do that, I get x is equal to 12 here, or
X is equal to
negative 16 here. Beautiful. Great. Now, one last thing is, what if I did this? What if I, okay, did you guys written that down? We should write all this down.
I already know it though. I know it all.
You do know this? Okay. I'll trust you.
Yeah.
I'll trust you, okay? But one last thing. What if I had done this? Now I'm going to erase the answer here for a second, okay? I normally would do this a little longer, but you guys already have learned this in the past, and so it's just a review. But what if I did this? I put a 2 here.
Minus 2.
What is the 2 doing to this?
No.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, let me put the 2 here. Let's put the 2 there for a second. Okay. We would still, that's 2 times this. I could do this. I could do that, right? And have the absolute value of 2x plus 4 minus 4. That would work. That's legal. But if sometimes there's an easier way, I would still do this. I would get rid of this 4 first. That's always the first thing you do. Get rid of this. Because this is being multiplied. I don't want to be dividing anything until I've gotten rid of the add pluses, minus things. So get that over. So then I have 2 absolute value x plus 2 equals 14, right? Now I could do my distributive property if I wanted to.
Just write it out.
But I could just do this, divide by 2, divide by 2, and now all I have left is x plus 2, right, absolute value, equals 7. You with me? Does that make sense? You see how I did that? That 2 is being multiplied, so I do the reverse of multiply, which is divide.
So then
So now it would be x plus 2 equals positive 7, or x plus 2 equals negative 7. And then I'll have 2 answers. Does that make sense? All right, so that's it. That's all you have to know about that. And I have 4 minutes. This is great. Can I move on? So that's the first page of the homework. And the second page, most of you know this. Cassius, I was doing this for Cassius, Naima, and Max mostly. But Cassius isn't here. But actually, I was going to have you guys help me teach it, but I can't have it on the video. So graphing, I was going to actually talk a little bit more, but we're going to do this really fast. We're going to do the slope intercept form. Does anybody remember what that is? What's the equation?
It's like y equals 2
X.
over 3x plus 4.
What's the formula then? Yeah.
Y equals mx plus b.
How did you know that? You learned that? You learned that last year? You did? Last school? That's awesome. Y equals mx plus b. Come on, guys. You should know that. Y equals mx plus b. You were giving me an example. You were saying y equals 2x plus 3, right? But the formula is y equals mx plus b. This is one of the most famous formulas on the planet. Now, the question is, Max, did they teach you what the m stands for? Or what that is? Yes, that is your slope. Did they also teach you rise over run? That slope is rise over run? Slope is rise over run. Boy, this is fabulous. Okay, and then did they tell you what b was? Wow, do you guys know all this? Remember this? Okay, just want to be sure. I hope so. That's great, Max. That's awesome. So, did they teach you the shortcut to graphing? So what if I gave this? So what if I did, just make sure this is on the video. So, okay, what is it? Y equals 2x.
Oh, well, it was 2 over 3x.
Oh, 2/3 x.
Yeah, and then
Plus 4? Okay, plus 4. All right, so if slope is rise over run, and b is my y-intercept, this is my slope, right? My slope here is 2/3. You agree with me? And my y-intercept is 4. You guys agree with me? Everybody's with me? So the first thing I do is this. I go up to 4 on my y-axis. This is my y, this is my x. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And I would put a dot right there. I know this line hits the y-axis at 4. Because this is written in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals, that's the m, x plus, that's the b. So I know it hits the y-axis at 4. So I plot that immediately. I just go up to 4 and put a dot. Then I do my rise over run, my slope. I rise 2 and I run 3. So from here, I'm going to rise 2. 1, 2, and run 3. 1, 2, 3, and I put a dot. And I could do again, rise 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, put a dot. I could do it again if I want. Rise 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, put a dot. And I will have a straight line. And I just graphed it. You can graph lines in slope-intercept form in under 10 seconds. So that means I'm giving you on the homework, I'm giving you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm giving you 12 problems. That's 120 seconds. So what should take you? Now, the only thing is, what if I did this though? Let's graph one more. Let's say, I'll use a different colors. So have a better different color. What if I gave you this? Y. That's interesting. That happens. Okay. What if I gave you this? Y equals negative 4/3 x plus 1.
Go up 1, then go down 4.
So my y-intercept is 1, right? So I start at 0, 0, I go up to 1, I put a dot.
Go down 4.
And then I'm going to go down, okay. So from here I go down 1, 2, 3, 4. And because my rise, that negative sign goes with the rise. Think of it, that negative as being like negative 4. It goes with the numerator. So it's my downward rise. So I'm rising, I'm falling, right? You see what I mean? It's a negative rise, meaning I'm not going to go up for a negative rise, I'm going to fall. So I fall 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but I still run to the right. I always run to the right. I'm going to run to the right 3. 1, 2, 3, and I put a dot. Now I can do it again if I want. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then run 1, 2, 3, put a dot. And I draw my line. And it's a straight line. So literally, the homework's not going to take you very long. It's just 6 absolute value problems and 12 graphs, right? And most of you guys have this down cold, so just practice. But we got to get this graphing stuff down, because tomorrow we're going to talk about a different kind of graph, which I think most of you know, but different kind of a form. All right, is that clear? Are we all set? Okay, beautiful.